#1 show at late night, nothing but illustrious guests. They keep getting more illustrious. Mero, who is in the building tonight?
Woo! Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we got comedy legend, entertainment legend. You don't even got to say the motherfucker's name. You already know. It's Eddie Murphy in the house, y'all.
Eddie
You know what I'm saying?
Murphy, comedy legend. The
Fam,
guy.
yo, I'm going to just jump off right here and say, yo, you are my goddamn hero, fam. Like, I was listening to the shit that I was not supposed to be listening to as a child, and you formed my comedy desire to pursue this shit, bro. So salute. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man.
How's that feel to hear praise like that from up-and-coming comedians?
That's great. That's great to hear, you know, people like your stuff. You know, see the new up-and-comers like your stuff. That's a great feeling.
So listen, you just hit the streets again with another banger. You made the sequel to Coming to America. What made you feel now was the time to make it?
The movie kind of became like this cult movie over the years. Like, yo, they be tripping about Coming to America still, like on Halloween. Some people be characters from the movie, and people be saying sexual chocolate. Restaurant in LA that on Halloween, they changed their whole restaurant into a McDowell's. They have sexual chocolate milkshakes and shit like that. So I was like, yo, if we could figure out a way to connect those dots, we could, there's an audience for this movie.
So, yo, like, speaking of, like, you know, Coming to America, fam, you have a catalog of, like, wild, iconic movies that, like, still hold up today. Like, is this something you want to do, like, keep doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you, like, Beverly Hills Cop is one of my favorite franchises of all time. You know what I'm saying? So, like, would you do something like that? Like, yo, you know what? We got something there. Let's bring it back. You know what I mean? Let's run it back.
Beverly Hills Cop? They've been trying to do another Beverly Hills Cop for 15 years now, but the script has, right now, Netflix has it, and they're trying to develop a script. That's what we're supposed to be doing next, but I'm not doing nothing till the script is right.
How old were you when you did Beverly Hills Cop?
22.
What was it like? That's wild. Like, what was like that pressure and, you know, just being the man at such an early age like that?
I ain't feel no pressure. You know, when you're young, you kind of take everything for granted. So that's all I was, you know, shit started happening fast for me. So I didn't even trip about it. Now when I look back, I'm like, wow, I was really young. When 48 hours, I'm 20 years old in 48 hours.
Right.
You don't think that when you look at the movie. But it's like, yeah, you know, now I can appreciate how young I was. No pressure back then. It was just, you know, rolling with it.
I say this all the time. Like, you come from like a certain class of comedians that aren't just comedians. They do stand-up, they do movies, they do TV. You had a goddamn hit single. Like, you're an entertainer. Like, what goes into that? Like, what, you know what I mean? And also, second part of that question is, what is your favorite medium to work in?
I don't have a favorite medium. Working in movies, that's your biggest canvas. And I think doing lots of different things, that's just the generation that I am. When I was a kid, you had people like Sammy Davis Jr. and all those guys that did everything. So a lot of people, you know, a lot of people my age can do all different types of things. Arsenio, that nigga used to be a magician. He can make shit.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Make shit disappear and shit.
He used to do that shit on set, like pull an egg out from behind your ear, like, yo, Eddie.
Arsenio somewhere with a candle, doing some shit with a candle.
So what was it like to link back up with Arsenio?
I be seeing Arsenio all the time. Arsenio is my oldest daughter's godfather. Yeah, he's in my small social circle. Arsenio has been a close friend for years. I see him all the time. So in the backyard tripping. So being on the set, that's why we have a good screen chemistry, because we like really friends in real life.
Oh, I was about to ask, like, how does that add to what you're putting out? Like, having a connection with somebody, you know, obviously will elevate what you're doing.
It just makes it smooth on screen. On screen, it just looks like, you know, good screen chemistry, and that's, you know, a good thing. And it's easy to work on the set with somebody you know when you're laughing all the time. You got any advice for two young dudes that, you know, may have a movie on deck, you know what I mean, and have chemistry in real life, you know what I mean? Y'all no advice. Y'all crushing it.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Shit. That is high praise. And listen, as a Jamaican, I want to say thank you for your reggae tracks. Are we getting any more? I remember you had, what was it? Red Light with Snoop? This is a red light. Stop right there where you are.
Red
Remember
light.
that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
red
did
light.
your listen? Where's your love for reggae come from?
One of my favorite artists, my top artist is Bob Marley. From my love of Bob Marley, I just started loving reggae music and got interested in Jamaican culture and all that. It all started with Bob Marley.
When you came in the game young. So did you have like a plan, or were you just like, yo, like did somebody tell you like, yo, Eddie, you funny as shit. Like you need to be doing something with this, or was it just like all self-motivation? Like I'm gonna go to Hollywood, I'm gonna make it happen.
When I was around 13, I started just saying I'm going to be famous.
Mm.
That's my mantra. I was always saying I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to be famous. My mother asked my mother for some money. She said, "I said, can I have $1?" She said, "I ain't got no money." I said, "I'm famous. I ain't gonna never be like y'all. I'm always have money." It's like, I'm gonna be famous. I used to be like that as a kid. And then when I was around 15, 16, I started putting a number on. I started going, when I'm 18, I'm gonna get famous. I'm gonna get famous when I'm 18. And I got in that line when I was 19. So I just was saying it. And that's why I took shit for granted, because as a kid, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be famous, and I got famous. Then shit just started happening. So I was like, oh, so early in life, I realized that that shit that they be saying in those self-help classes, you got to think it into existence. I realized that shit is real. You really, really, really do think shit. You put it out there and you make that shit come to, reality. That shit is a real thing.
That's speaking into existence.
That's real. God is real, and prayer is real. All those things are real. And I found it really young.
Okay. So we got to ask this question. What was the most wasteful purchase you've ever made in your life?
Because we seen you eating French fries off a lady's back in France. That was beautiful.
That's not a real picture. That's a fake picture.
Are you here to debunk that? That's not real?
Seen that shit years ago. I was like, that shit is not me. My kids was like, "Dad, that's a strange picture of French fries off of one." Like,
oh, man, you are crushing so many Twitter dreams right now, man.
That's some nigga with a hard afro. I was like, who is this? That is not me. That's not me.
Yeah, what is the most you had to have like a way? Did you never just buy like a Ferrari and just crash it? You never did like a wild, just stupid purchase just because you could?
I had a lot of stupid shit. I had people real young, so I bought a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah. Oh man. Do you miss doing stand-up?
I don't know. I don't be missing stuff. But the whole process of doing stand-up, the whole way my stand-up came together, the only thing that stopped was I stopped going and getting up on stage. Because my stuff comes from me having a conversation. We'd be sitting around talking, and I'll say something really funny. Then back in the day, I would go, "Oh, that shit is funny. I'm gonna try that out tonight." But now I say something funny, and it'd be like there's just be in a room. But the shit still happens, so I still be having the same saying stuff and people laughing, and all that energy is still around me.
So what do you say like to people who are not like, because we're not classically trained. Like we didn't study this shit. You feel me? Like we were just the funny guys.
I'm just a funny guy. I had no lessons. I never had nothing. And just funny guy is enough.
How long did the prosthetics take to put on for this movie? Because every time we're always seeing like we've always mentioned, like how you play multiple roles and stuff. Has it like changed? Is it easier to do prosthetics now in 2020 than it is, or when you recorded this movie, than it was in the past?
Making a movie is still long and drawn out process, especially those makeups, because that's like, you have to be an artist to do those makeups, and it takes 6 hours. The old Jewish man, 6 hours to be sitting in a chair. This shit is painstaking.
And you don't get a break? You don't get up to take a piss or some shit? You just sitting there for 6 hours? Like,
no piss. You
but you got a catheter in there, nigga? Why you putting shit on your face? Like,
I just like put a diaper on and just sit there.
Yeah. Just wetting yourself, just glowing in the warmth.
But not talking about that, like that's always one of the things that like made you one of my heroes, was just like, yo, this dude he's a one-man band. Like you can have a movie starring Eddie Murphy playing 6 different characters. Like, is that something that just comes naturally to you? Did you have to work at it? You know what I mean? Because it's like LeBron's just naturally good at basketball.
I was always a really good mimic. When I first started doing comedy, that's what I did first. I did impressions. So as a kid, I did voices all the time. So I had all these voices, and I could really take my voice and be a whole different voice. Like you can't even hear my voice.
Right.
So when I met Rick Baker, this genius makeup artist that did America, Nutty Professor, when I met him and what I was able to do with what he was doing, took it to some whole other, like as an actor, I love being able to put on some other skin and have to be some whole other dude. Or, when you do comedy, if you're being funny or if you're an actor, you have your little moves that you do and you know this works and you hit it a certain way. So you got your little moves. But if I put on, okay, now I'm this old lady, I can't do none of my moves. I got to be funny like this old lady. So it just takes me to this whole other place. And doing those characters kind of gives me a bigger canvas to work on. And I love being able to go do anything. I played everything, all different ethnicities and gender, shapes and sizes. I love the freedom of that.
Gotcha,
I don't know why more actors don't do it.
I mean,
it's not that easy, bro. Not everyone can. That's why you Eddie Murphy, bro. Like that's really it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a very specific skill, man, to have. And like I said, like, Michael Jordan, LeBron, they just really good at ball. You know what I mean? They of course they practice, but at the end of the day, it's something that's natural. And I feel like that's really comes across.
LeBron James saying, I don't know why more people don't get triple doubles.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what it is. That's literally what it is.
Y'all ain't winning championships? What's wrong with y'all?
So, how come everybody don't have a bunch of rings?
That's wild. That's wild. So wait, do your kids think you're cool?
I don't know. You have to ask them. My kids, we have a great relationship with my kids. I'm sure they think I'm cool because I'm this way. I'm laid back.
Okay.
I'm always there.
All right.
You have any advice? You have any advice for a father of four young children on how I can remain cool in their eyes?
I can't advise no man on how to.
That's honest right there. Your ability to know that and say that, like if more people did that, they would not be out here giving bad advice. Also, I need to know, is Rick Ross's house that wild in real life?
The size of his house is his house is really big. We went in and rebuilt stuff, made sets and stuff, but his house is enormous. There's a scene in Coming to America where we out on the back field and it looks like gazelles and shit running in the background. That's how big that nigga's yard is. You can make it look.
Listen, if someone's filming a movie like, borrow my house, that's a big ass house. You know what I mean?
I think we had to pay. We paid and stuff, but the fact that you can even make his house look like the castle in Zamunda. His house is huge.
Now, I gotta ask this question because when we've done live shows and we've done stand up, I had to learn from you because it's very important what you wear on stage because you can pass out, you can sweat too much. So don't wear a hoodie, like keep it on a t-shirt. How did you do those specials in leather?
Not only did I do them in leather, watch Raw and watch Delirious. I'm not even sweating. I got on a leather suit with a hot light, doing physical thing, goonie goo goo and all kinds of shit. And I'm not sweating. That's just youth. And I don't drink. I don't do nothing. I don't be doing no.
Okay.
None of the Hollywood candy stuff.
I don't fuck around.
Listen.
Yo, I respect that, because I would have been up there. My balls would have been dripping. Like, yo, I gotta get out of here.
We did a show once.
Open the fly halfway through.
We did a show once, and I had it's like a sweatshirt, but it had leather sleeves. No. The whole thing was soaked after like 10 more. Ooh, big mistake. So what else are you working on? Do you have any plans to get into the podcast game?
The podcast game. What is that?
It don't even matter. It don't even matter because he's Eddie Murphy, motherfucker.
Oh no, man. No, you do that. The podcast is you have to do that every day, don't you?
Nah, you can do it. You can do it once a week. You can do it once a month. You can do it once every 3 months. It's up to you. Obama just got one. Kevin Hart got one.
A lot of hot shots have them, but it's like work. I'm trying to eat. What I like to do the most is nothing. That's my favorite shit. I love it when I don't have nothing scheduled, and the longer that I've been in this business, the older that I get, I really, really, really love it. I've been doing this shit since I was 15, so I'll be trying to pick my shot. Now I want to just pick my shots, And then I find the right movie that I want to do. I go do that. I want to. The plan was originally I was supposed to be doing stand up this last year when the pandemic hit. I was supposed to be getting an act together to go do stand up,
Mhm.
and I still want to do that. I hope, hopefully, when everything gets, close to back to normal, I could go do that again. I want to do that at least one more time, do like one more show, and then just pick my shots. If something special comes along, do that. But I ain't trying to, have a podcast and be out there doing a bunch of shit. I'm gonna be 60 in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mhm.
You're trying to chill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Feel you,
I
I
heard
feel
you. Word.
When you're around other funny people like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Chris Tucker, is it just a normal conversation, or is there like does it feel like a competition? Do you feel like you got to be the funniest person in the room, or do you not? Is that stage is gone?
I was never like that. I was never jockeying with the other comics and trying to outdo each other. I'm not that. I was never that kind of guy. And when I started doing comedy, when I started being funny when I was a kid, I was never the class clown.
Hmm.
I was like, I did voices, so I was a dude that would say something that had good timing, and I could talk like the principal at the school, and I could talk like the bully at the school. I was that dude. I always had good lines and talk like people.
Got
So
you.
I never was jockeying to be the funny one. I never did that. So when I'm around people like Dave and those guys, now Dave and Kevin are naturally funny guys
Uh huh.
and naturally funny person. We're around each other. We be having
Shit
conversations,
is funny. Right.
Right.
stuff, but nobody be trying to outdo each other.
Got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you.
No, I feel you. That like that's the type of energy like I feel like you emanate. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if we all chilling together, like yo, we all just joking, crack, as we say in the Bronx, cutting ass, roasting, whatever. And like just vibing, you know what I mean? And just having a good time.
Yeah, we don't even be thinking like we roasting or we just be just talking. Like I said, well, I'm a funny person. So
Mhm.
if I'm in a room talking to somebody, I'm going to say something funny.
You've been in the game so long, but are you ever like driving, you look up and you see a billboard for like a new film, a new project you have coming out, and you're just like, yo, I did that? Or is that at this point, you're like, I've done so much, I've done so many movies, like this is old hat.
No, I don't take it for granted because this is a business where success is the exception, not the rule. And most movies don't work,
Mm.
and most TV shows don't work, and most record albums you never hear them. It's like most stuff, 99% of most things don't work. So when something works, I don't take it for granted. I'm like that right now. I don't take it for granted. Coming to America is the #1 movie in the country and over the moon about that. I'm not like, oh yeah, ain't no thing. Been there, done that. I'm like, oh shit, they love
Good.
That's what's
That's
up, bro.
good to hear. That's good to hear. And very refreshing, especially to hear
For
from
real.
an established comedy legend, the forefather, the person who started so many careers, including ours. And we just want to thank you again. And thank you for even being on our show, man. This is a illustrious
real.
guest. We're blown away. We're very humbled.
This is a moment for us.
Thanks, man.
Listen, everyone that comes on our show, they get an illustrious neon sign. Eddie Murphy, what would you, the comedy god, like your neon sign to say?
Creativity, positivity, and forward motion.
Perfect. Boom.
Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, the comedy legend,
Boom.
Eddie Murphy in the virtual building.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming to America 2 is out there. Be sure to watch it, enjoy it.
Yo,
You'll
number
laugh.
one movie in the country, dog.
Okay.
Pay homage.